What's going on, guys? Jaguar here. Welcome to the video. Today's video is a fun one. Today I am doing a training session with natural bodybuilder John Hansen. John is, in my opinion, one of the most accomplished natural bodybuilder of all time. I've kind of followed his career off and on through the years. He's been competing since he was 16 years old. So he has a competitive career of 46 years. In his 60s now, he still looks amazing. He's still competing. He says that he took a little hiatus of about 8 years. He thought he was done competing. And then just recently, he actually jumped back in, started competing again. He is the first natural Mr. Olympia. They started a natural Mr. Olympia, which is drug tested. For those of you don't know, bodybuilding can be split up into a couple different categories, and that is the enhanced lifters and natural lifters. And John is a natural lifter. So he won the inaugural natural Mr. Olympia in 1998 amongst, like I said, a long career of competitions. I think he's three-time Mr. Universe. And like I said, still competing to this day. He just this year actually won and achieved his IFBB Pro card, which the IFBB is the largest bodybuilding organization in the world, which is a non-tested organization. But he did a master's division in an IFBB show recently and got his IFBB Pro card. So in his 60s now, but like I said, he looks great. He's he's great natural bodybuilder. Obviously has some great genetics, but has worked out hard his entire life and just has done things the right way. And in the video, we talk about the things that he's done for this kind of longevity. Now, unfortunately, the bad news is that being kind of new to this, shooting YouTube videos, I did not realize just how loud the gym was where he and I were filming, and the audio was pretty much useless. So I have now at least purchased a camera. I mean, not a camera, but a microphone, so that next time I'm shooting a video like this, I will have a microphone for it. I'll probably buy another one too, so I can have a couple. Anyway, so that was unfortunate because we did talk about a lot within the video. So what I'm going to do is I have a voiceover from John for the first few minutes of the video while we're working, and he's just giving some tips talking about building or maintaining muscle at an older age. And then I will narrate the remainder of the video. So it's a back training video, so I'm doing lats and a little bit of traps in there, but mostly just a good hard lat workout, which it's pretty standard workout, but I was sore afterwards. We did push it a little harder on every set. I don't always push every set to failure, and we went pretty much failure and beyond on every set. So I was pretty sore afterwards, but it was a good workout. And like I said, he's just a good guy. He's a cool guy. Really enjoyed working with him, and so enjoy the video. So here's John with one of his rules on building and or maintaining muscle as we get older.
And the first rule is to train with heavy weights. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this because they say as you get older, you should not push your body by lifting heavy weights. The people that advise this will warn that you're going to get injured, you're going to tear something, you're going to pull a tendon, you're going to pull a ligament, and it's basically just not safe to lift heavy weights. I'm sorry, but I tend to disagree. I think in order to develop and keep the muscle tissue that you have as you get older, you have to push those muscles, and the best way to do it is by lifting weights with a heavy resistance. Now, I'm not saying you should put yourself in danger and lift weights that you cannot handle, but you definitely should challenge yourself by using resistance that will push those muscles to grow, and that resistance will not come from using light weights. I believe that the compound exercises that involve several muscle groups in order to perform the movement, are the best ones for building muscle tissue. If you're currently doing an exercise routine where you're using very light weights and you're using machines, but you're going to the gym and you're exercising your muscles, that's not enough to build muscle tissue. I would recommend incorporating more compound movements into your exercise program, doing those exercises with perfect form, and then challenging those muscles by using progressively heavier weights. Choose a resistance where you can do between 6 to 10 repetitions, and push yourself in your workouts to use heavier weights week to week. Your body will respond by building bigger muscles. And as you get older, if you don't challenge yourself and you don't lift heavier weights, your body will tend to lose that muscle tissue, even if you engage in a regular weight training program. Hey guys, just a reminder, if you're looking for a training and nutrition program designed specifically for you, go to my website, johnhansenfitness.com. And while you're at the site, be sure to check out my success stories of some of my former clients and check out the amazing transformations that are possible when you follow the right program. Looking forward to working with you guys. Now, I have a couple tips to offer when I'm advocating training with heavier weights. The first one is to warm up properly. You never want to start your workout with a compound exercising using heavy weights right off the bat. For example, when I do legs, before I go to my heavy compound movement, which is squats, I will do several other exercises first to warm up the muscles and the joints and the tendons. By the time I get to squats in my leg workout, my knees, my lower back, and my hips are all warmed up. And when I start doing squats, I will start with a light weight and do a set of 10 to 12 repetitions to really warm up and get into the movement. My second set will be a moderately heavy weight, where again, I will do around 10 repetitions to get my body prepared for using the heavier weights. It's not until I get to around the third set that I'm using the weight that I want to use for that workout that's going to really challenge the muscle. So when using heavier weights, make sure that you warm up the muscles with several warm-up sets, and you can even do some other exercises that warm that area up before you get to the compound movement. And as I mentioned before, you want to do the exercise in perfect form. The concentric or the lifting part of the movement is very controlled but explosive. The eccentric part of the movement, where you lower the weight back down, should be done slower and under control. If you're training in this fashion and you're using a weight that your body can handle, you're unlikely to get hurt. Just because the resistance of the exercise is heavy doesn't mean it has to be dangerous. But lifting heavy weights is going to hold on to that valuable muscle tissue as you get older. If you're not stressing the muscles will atrophy. Okay, rule number 2 that I follow is to get proper recuperation. As we age, our bodies don't recuperate as quickly as they did when we were younger. The joints and tendons tend to lose their elasticity. There's not as much synovial fluid running through the joints. And if we exercise too often, we can soon develop joint problems or tendon issues. The solution to this is twofold. First of all, make sure you're not training every day and allow your body the proper rest that it needs in order to grow. If you're weight training 6-7 days in a row, you're not giving your body the days off that it needs to grow. And if your workouts are heavy and intense, which you'll need them to be if you want to grow muscle tissue, you're going to find out that it's going to be impossible to train 6 days in a row because your body is going to be burnt out and you're going to need that recuperation. When I'm doing a workout using the compound exercises and I'm using a heavy resistance, I usually need a day off after 2 or 3 days of training. If I try to push it and go 4 or 5 days in a row, I find my intensity level going down by the time I get to the 4th or 5th day. You want your workouts to be as effective as possible. That means every time you do a workout, you want it to be an effective and growth-producing workout for those muscle tissues. And you can only do that when you can give 100% effort. If you're training every day, this won't be possible. The other tip is make sure you don't do too many sets for each muscle group. When you're training a certain body part, you should be doing exercises to work each area of that muscle group. For example, if you're doing a back workout, you want to do an exercise to work the upper lats. You also want to do another exercise to work the middle part of the back. You have to include another exercise to work the bottom part of the lats. And it's important to include another exercise to work the lower back muscles. So to do a complete back workout as an advanced trainer, you would need at least 4 exercises. If you didn't include the warm-ups and you just included your working sets, and you did 3 working sets per exercise, that would give you a total of 12 working sets to train the back. If you're following a workout routine right now where you're doing 5 or 6 or 7 exercises per muscle group, you're probably including exercises that are training the same area of the muscle. My suggestion would be to analyze exactly what exercises you're doing, what part of the muscle it works, and make the necessary cuts.
I agree with John there that lifting heavier weights is important to building or, maintaining muscle, especially as we get older. I still lift relatively heavy, relative to my body weight and my strength and any, injuries or issues I'm having at the time. I don't have any major injuries, but I'll still have an occasion where, I might have my rotator cuff might be bothering me a little bit, and I'll go a little lighter on bench press that day. But overall, I try to lift heavy also. And yeah, definitely at 62, you can see he's still lifting heavy and has obviously maintained a lot of muscle. So in this back workout here, we did some pull downs first, and you can see, like I said, kind of pretty much going to failure on every set or slightly just beyond with his assistance. Not on the rows though, but on the pull downs, yeah, totally went to failure on that. And then I did some T-bar rows there, which I went very light on. Those just felt really heavy. I do T-bar rows sometimes, but it just felt really heavy. I only have 45 pounds on there. I don't know what the apparatus itself weighs, but yeah, that wasn't a lot of weight on there. I can bent row a lot more weight than that, but I had to go light on that one. And it partly, was a little bit of fatigue after doing the pull downs. But then I did some seated cable rows, as you saw there. And then we're just doing a little bit of rear delt here too. So kind of finishing off with some rear delt. This was a good workout. I believe I did 3 sets of, it kind of varied, but it was usually, I would say, between like 10 and 12 reps on most of those. I think I did 4 sets on, I'd have to go back and watch, but I think I did 4 sets on the T-bar rows. So I did 3 on the pull downs, 4 on the T-bar. And yet normally I wouldn't do T-bar rows and the seated cable rows, but since we were just doing a back workout this day, we did just a little bit more volume than I would normally do for back, and obviously did not do low back. I know he was talking there and mentioned, what exercises you would do for a full back workout, but we did not do low back that day. Rear delt work here was pretty hard. I went to failure there. Depending on the workout split I'm on, I will usually do rear delt with delt. When I'm doing shoulders overall, I'll do, the front, medial, and rear delts. But again, we were just doing back that day, so I threw some rear delts in there at the end of the workout. But yeah, it was a good workout. He's a good guy. Enjoyed working out with him. Just as I said, unfortunate that we didn't have any audio there. It was really loud in there. And as I said, I will be using a microphone from here on anytime I need to. If I'm, in a quiet gym or doing a home workout or another workout at the dojo, then we won't need to use the microphone, but I'll use it anytime I need to. And here, let's just say, even if I was not wearing a long sleeve shirt, my bicep would not have compared. He's got some amazing arms. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. By the way, there's my bodybuilding trophy up top there from many, many years ago. That was enjoyable. I only did three competitions back around 30 years ago, but I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I did natural shows, you know, drug tested shows only. So I had fun, and I won my division in one show. So I really, that was a blast. I will admit, I really enjoyed that. I will leave a link to John Hansen's YouTube channel below. If you're interested in supplements, you might check out, I know he's an affiliate for Old School Labs supplements. So if you check out his channel, I think he's got an affiliate code on there. And again, it was a lot of fun working out with him. And I've got a couple more great videos coming up. So stay tuned, and until next time, stay super.